Hello and welcome back to Patrol Gripply's Top 5 Most Wanted series from LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed. Today we'll be covering Ninjago. First up, I have some honorary mentions. First off being Misako, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, Lloyd's mother. That's actually the version I want up there, over there on the left. Apparently she's actually already in the game files. I don't know if we'd actually ever get her or not. I find it weird that she's in the game files over Cole. But you know, I don't know what the original dev team was thinking here. But she's already kind of in the files. I'm not including her in this list. Over there to the right, we have some different versions of Nia. Personally, I just like a different version of Nia than the one we have in the game, but she's already in the game. She doesn't really count for this list, but either three of those versions I would prefer over the one we currently have in the game. At least just give her another hairpiece or something. Also, she's also a Samurai X, but I get that was a very long time ago in the story. But that's roughly when I stopped watching, so hey, to me she's already still Samurai X. Another honorary mention is, you know, just kind of any version of Cole. I'd even take the Avatar version because he looks kind of interesting. But yeah, this is, as you can see, lots of different kind of versions of Cole. And I think it'd be really nice to get the last of the original ninjas in the game. But moving on to my number 5 place pick, it is Pixel. Now, honestly, I don't really know too much about Pixel because I honestly stopped following the series before this came out. I didn't think it was going to live past the rebooted line. Still kind of shocked this made it as long as it has. But I know she's like Zane's love interest is a human, or not humanoid, but like sentient ninjoid computer something. I don't know, just be another techie unit for the already kind of techie unit ninja team. She'd probably work well with a Cyber Dragon. I think she could be good. Also could have that version of her where she was Samurai X. Maybe bring that in there to give her a couple more weapons, arsenal, that sort of thing. I'd personally probably have her just be, I know this is kind of cliche for Ninjago, but another attacker. Maybe she does some support stuff. I don't really know what all she does in the show. I could maybe see her fitting that kind of support niche, being like a computer thing. But if like Samurai X, it kind of strikes me a little bit more of an attacker. Something probably to synergize a little bit better with Jay Cyber Dragon than some of the other people currently do as of right now. Number 4, we have the Shock Army General. This is from the Lego Ninjago movie. I think she was General maybe number 2. I don't know. They said a whole bunch of different numbers. That was like their official name. I just really thought she had a really cool design. And I always wanted this collectible figure of hers. I think she'd look really cool. Personally, in my mind, if I put it into the game, I'd have her either be support or healer. Either have her like heal with a little shake thing, and maybe you hand that to people, they heal off it, maybe get buffs. Maybe both of those. She kind of supports her army. She would be tagged Gamadon army because she was the general of his army. So I think she would work very well. I know maybe not everybody liked the Lego Ninjago movie, but I thought they had some great designs, and I thought she was a standout one. And personally, she would have been the one I would have chosen over Great White to be in the game anyways. But I think she would be a really cool inclusion, somebody that would really stand out from everybody else we have in the game. Now this is, if I remember the name correctly, General Cryptor, something along that. As I said, didn't watch the show, so no idea how to actually pronounce it. He was a leader of the Ninjoid army, or second in command under the overlords, Cyrus Borg. I think he was possessing. I don't know the story. I thought one of those might be cool, but I kind of want a little bit more of a Ninjoid, like maybe another like basic soldier type thing. And I mean, he's a little bit more basic. He is the general of them, but I thought he had a cool arsenal of weapons. He has a rocket launcher. He has some different saw blades. Of course, the katanas. I think that'd be a cool arsenal of weapons. He would be an attacker. 4, I would probably give him Gamma Army tag. I think technically he was working for the Overlord, because I think at this point Gamadon wasn't bad again. But Gamadon kind of was the Overlord, or Overlord was kind of possessing him. It's weird kind of finagling there, but I'd tag him as that. He's a bad guy under that tag. Would probably follow the Gamadon that we currently have in the game, so at least give him that. Would give him like his saws normally for his regular attack, but probably give him the rocket launch either for a big AoE attack or give it like a special lock-on missile or something like that, where he can target any enemy, even if they're stealth or behind taunt, something like that. I think that could be a unique arsenal, and I guess that could make him very useful against the good guy ninjas, because they're all protected by Lloyd and stealth, so this could allow him to target the ones behind stealth. Maybe also give him something similar to DigiJ, where he might could hop around with his saw blade or something for some regular attacks too. But like overall, I think he would be certainly an attacker. I think his rocket launcher, saw blades, and katanas could all be used for a wide variety of attacks. I think it would be pretty cool. And I think he would work as maybe a solid AoE attacker, or like single target, good damage attacker, depending on how you want to do the rockets. At number 2, there's a lot kind of here, because I would really like a Serpentine. Still not sure if you'd really put them on the Gamma army. I think they have a little bit more questionable than the Overlord, although these kind of were around when Garmadon was. I don't know. I know they've kind of come back so many times in the show later. I don't follow it, so I don't know. I'm thinking more like the Season 2 versions of the Serpentine. Yes, I call it Season 2. I'm thinking more of them. Just really think one of these would be cool. I would love one with a tail, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the tail would probably cost some more animation work, and might could have like some size issues with it. So I could probably take one without the tail, just so that we actually get one in. I would like one with a specialty head though. That's why I have these 3, at least on this page of this. If I was to choose these 3, one on the left, so I don't remember the names, he would probably be a little bit more of an attacker. Also, I think it'd be cool if we got one with the short legs, because that'd really kind of stand out, be something suddenly different. But probably an attacker. It looks like he's a little bit more sturdy, something cool like that. One in the middle would probably be a support debuffer. I believe the lore behind them is they bite stuff, turn them into snakes. I think it'd be kind of cool to have an opposite version of Gorwell's infestation type ability, but like you infect the enemies, maybe you get stronger the more you have them infected, or they get weaker, something kind of like that, some sort of debuffer. And then the one on the right, I believe they could like hypnotize things, so probably another supporter. Maybe they debuff enemies, maybe apply a stun or whatever that one ability, that one debuff that I think one thing in the game can apply that nobody really remembers who it is, that will cause you to miss whoever you're aiming at, but that's still not really that helpful, so I don't know why it really exists in the game. And it's kind of useful because you're probably trying to attack something with taunt and you like attack something else. I don't know, I find that weird, but something kind of like that. It's probably like 2 supports here with debuffers, and then you would have a tank. But maybe my favorite might be the one here, and yes, I included one with a tail. I thought he was kind of the coolest one with the tail. And yes, I did not choose any Endochondri, because I think those are kind of too big. I'd kind of like want more of a follower minion, not a main bad guy, and he's kind of come back and maybe not, I don't know. I don't follow that lore stuff. Also, he'd be another unit with stealth. I don't think Ninjago needs more stealth stuff, let's be honest. But him or his tribe, if I remember correctly, they spit poison and I think made you blind or something. I'd probably have him be an attacker. Maybe he can not disarm, but clumsy you, so you'll miss your attack, something along those lines. That'd be more a attack-focused Serpentine faction, in my opinion. Anybody from that group. I also think it'd be cool if any of the attacks included some of the different Serpentine vehicles. They got really crazy with them, and I think those were my favorites. The lore behind that was the 2-headed snake from before. His tribe, when they bite stuff, they turn into a snake, including inanimate objects like a train, a car, or a mech. They also did at one time, I think, a wrecking ball. That was interesting, but just something like that. And yes, the train was never actually released. I think it'd be kind of a cool callback to it. Maybe actually put a bunch of the other snakes on there you didn't include as a minifigure to have them riding it or something. But you get to do a little bit of your own stuff here. Even if it's not, I think they call it a Fang Prior. It's like Fang mixed with Vampire, but with a Y, however you pronounce that. I think that'd be kind of cool to include some of these vehicles nonetheless, because like, while I might have been that one tribe making them, all of them kind of used it. But Serpentine is suddenly one of the biggest ones I want to see in this game, next to the Skullkin. Ideally, we would actually have the leader of them, Samukai, but I get it, he does have 4 arms, probably lots more specialty animations, and he is a big baddie, so he's not really like a follower minion. I think he'd be great to appear in the story and have him just leading some like generic skeletons, maybe some Yorks, or if you want to get a little bit more, you could have actually leading the Ninjago skeletons. I think it'd be fun if he just led random skeletons. I think he'd also be good for the story, add him in there as a minion of Garmadon, because all these people, at least in the first season, yes, I call it the first season, were followers of Garmadon under his kind of like control. He was their leader. Samukai tried to betray him, but then like came a portal and I guess died or something. I don't know. He disappeared. We tried to hold off 4 golden weapons, which Garmadon already knew about and was kind of part of his plan. I think that would be kind of cool, maybe to include that a little bit in the story. Like, it's very clear that Samukai doesn't like him and wants to overthrow him, but Garmadon knows about it or something. He just doesn't care, or it's part of his plan. There could be fun villain moments there for the story. But ideally, I'd like to have him. He would certainly be an attacker with all of his weapons. Maybe actually have him have some golden weapons, or at least weapons that are golden, maybe not the golden weapons. Maybe like the ones he kind of has there. Just give him a little bit of an arsenal there. It's an attacker, does some different things, maybe some different elemental attacks. If you didn't choose him though, ideally I'd like one of the 3 like big-headed specialty Ninjago skeletons up above there, the top row. Just something that stands out more than just a regular skeleton, because there were a couple cool ones of those, but those very much kind of look like the Ninjago skeleton enemies already in the game, like the basic generics. So I'd like somebody that stands out a little bit more, and I think somebody with a head like one of those really stands out, as this is not just a generic enemy, this is somebody special. Also, I'd like to see if the attacks actually include some of the skeleton vehicles. My personal favorite would be the skull tank there on the kind of bottom left. But probably the bottom right one with I think it was the skull truck, is probably a little bit more memorable to people. But I just really like that skull tank design. It worked very well. Awesome sets. Still have it to this day. Also, I like how both of those sets come with the skeleton at the top right. But I think it'd be kind of cool to have some of those in there. Maybe if you gave them an ultimate, I could see this minifigure having an ultimate, especially for Samukai. He's a little bit of a bigger deal. Have them have something with one of these. Maybe it drives in there and runs over the enemies, something like that. Or maybe it revives all dead enemies as the skeleton, or all dead allies as a skeleton version of themselves. Like the truck drives in, skeletons hop off the back, and you now have some like very basic, somewhat weak enemy replacement. So it's kind of like a revive, but it doesn't revive them as a good thing. It revives them kind of as a throwaway. But it might be kind of a little fun change on the revive mechanics in this game right now. But those are my top 5 characters I would like to see added to LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed in the Ninjago faction. I would love to hear what different characters you would like to see, because like I said, I'm not very up to date on the lore of Ninjago. All the stuff, I might buy a couple sets every now and then that look cool, has some cool minifigures. But yeah, I watched the first 3 seasons before the show got canceled, and the movie. That's it. That's where most of my knowledge comes from. So I would love to hear what you have that you would like to see. I would love to have a discussion about that down there in the comments. But stay tuned for some more episodes of these. I want to get back into making them, and I hope to have some very cool ones coming up soon. So this has been Thhere signing off. Goodbye and a wonderful day. Bye bye.